Happening, guys. So I'm back with another reaction video.
Again!
It's a reaction this time. I mean, my last video was just me, just solo talking about, being over 30 with no kids and single. But this video, we're back to doing reaction now. And I just want to react to a video that I came across on Instagram from the Shade Borough. It's just a clip of a woman saying that it's basically homophobic to not want to date somebody who's bisexual. So the title on the clip is, "Does not wanting to date bisexual men make you homophobic?" So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this. And yeah, obviously we're going to react to this. So let's talk about it. I'm sick of them sweatsuits and them corny hats. Let's talk about it. So as you can see, the clip's right here, and I'm going to play it and then I'm going to react to it.
A lot of you are lying to yourselves. The only reason why a cis-hetero woman would not want to be with a man who is bisexual is down to homophobia. Like, let's be real. Let's call a spade a spade, okay? At the end of the day, who's going to beat you?
You need to know your place, girl! Because you are an acolyte!
Your emotions, it's your love, it's your vagina at the end of the day. But when we unpack it all, straight women are notoriously homophobic. No different to straight men. And to deny it is just so disingenuous. At the very least, hold your lips and be quiet. Because at the end of the day, again, who is actually going to beat you?
Shut up!
But to come on here and say that it's not down to homophobia, then what is it? What is it? You people come on here and say, it's my preference, it's my preference. I've done this before. Where does your preference come from? You weren't born with your preference, for goodness sake.
Shut up!
If you were born into a society that wasn't notoriously homophobic, you wouldn't give a shit if a man was bisexual or not, because you'd understand that sexuality is a spectrum and men and women can be absolutely fluid. But because we live in a society that demonizes gay men, it's not exactly the first option that cis-hetero women run to when it comes to thinking about, the love of their life.
Shut the fuck! Shut! No! Oh, shit! Say it again! Say something else! Oh! Say something else! Say something else, nigga!
So what do you make of that? She's claiming that it's down to homophobia because, basically what else could it be? Where does your preference come from? You know what I mean? That, people have dating preferences, and she's questioning where does somebody's dating preference come from?
Just help me to understand.
It can come from a variety of places. It could come down to maybe the person's experience with certain people. It could come down to a reason, in this case, with a woman not wanting to deal with a bisexual man. It could come down to the point of she doesn't want to deal with a man that has been dealing with other men sexually. She just may not want that. And this is what people might say about people who are bisexual, assuming that she is that some may think that everything should just be open and everything's normal and there's no barrier to whatever because, let's just be fluid with everything. And it doesn't work like that. Yeah. You've got people that are racially fluid, if that's a term, racially flexible. They'll date any race, they don't mind. Then you've got people who want to stick to their own race, or they prefer any race but their own. Those preferences do come from somewhere, but at the end of the day, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to demonize people who don't want to date interracially. What we're going to do? We're going to demonize somebody who doesn't want to date their own race. Like, this whole thing about it's homophobic. This is where things just go too far. It just goes too far, and it just gets down to a point where you're just going to start accusing people of anything you can just because their preference doesn't suit you. To claim that a woman is homophobic based off the fact she may not want to date a bisexual man, that you just take it.
Stop it. Get some help.
Again, A woman might not want to deal with a man who's been dealing with another man sexually. That's just, that just is what it is. Some women don't mind, some women do mind. But to then try and label that they must be homophobic. You know what I mean? And there's so many factors that you could get into as to why a woman might not want to deal with somebody that's bisexual. There's so many factors that could come into it. But this person's just laying it down that, it must be homophobia. So I'm assuming she will be the same person that will claim that you're racist if you don't want to date her because you're not into black women. I would assume that. I would assume that if somebody said, I don't date black women, she would say that person's racist. I'm assuming that's what she'd say. Now, let me get into the comments. People are entitled to not want to date anyone for every reason they have, to be honest. Let's get to the replies. Stupid thing. Agreed, but let's not actually like it's not homophobia. I mean, let's not act like it's not homophobia 99% of the time.
What?
I mean, what? So are we saying that 99% of the time people have a fear of somebody that's bisexual? Is that what we're doing with it now?
Hey, you ain't going too goddamn far now.
And that's cool, but those people don't want the homophobic title while holding preferences that stem from homophobia. So this it's all the people's preference of not wanting to date somebody who is bisexual is it's stemming from homophobia. So again, if somebody doesn't want to date me because I'm black, then I can just turn around and say, well, that stems from racism.
I'm waiting.
So I'm legit in saying that. Would she be legit in saying that? Well, if you don't want to date me as a black woman, but it stems from racism. Is that where we're going with this? That's what we're doing? You know what I mean? So essentially you're trying to guilt people into wanting to accept that you're sexually fluid. You bi, you like men and women. You know what I mean? If it takes me, if it makes me homophobic, then so be it. You weren't born with your preference when it comes to straight people, but gay, bi, trans are born this way. Thinking emojis.
Gotcha, bitch.
Auntie, please date all the bisexual men for us so we can rest. I could never date a bisexual man. What the F is going on in this world, man? If your man's bi, just say homophobia, mister. If a man is bisexual, in my opinion, he's gay. No, it's not. I don't want no man that's been bending his back for man. So that's a woman that saying that. Homophobia used to mean the desire to harm gay people. Today, it's lost its meaning. Me too. Well, a lot of meanings have been bastardized. I'm meant to put this big actually. Still not dating a bisexual man, and I don't give a F. We can be besties though. Let's see what people said in there. Why would he want to be besties with a homophobe who judges him?
Shut your bitch ass up before I get to talking shit about you.
So again, this person's just assuming that the person's a homophobe because they don't want to date somebody that swings both ways. If I was homophobic, I wouldn't want to be friends with him. I'm not racist, I have a black friend type of statement. You have the IQ of a goldfish. Definitely not homophobic and definitely not racist. You just sound mad and insecure, to be honest. Since when does having friends or minority mean you're not bigoted to minority? You're slow, huh? I also have those same exact friends next. Which doesn't mean you're not homophobic or racist. Are you brain dead? I would say white woman moment. Like this person, JZ, whatever, yeah, I'm assuming that person's a bisexual and it's gotten into their feelings because, you know, they're ostracized from that person's dating options. What are we doing? Come on, what are we doing here? People have their preference. Yeah, they want somebody. If a heterosexual person wants another heterosexual person, now that's being demonized. Yeah, but now a heterosexual person not wanting to date someone who's bisexual, now that's a problem. I mean, so is there any problems from the other side, aka somebody who's homosexual only wants to date somebody that are not homosexual, aka I've heard that there's there's a whole thing of for example a gay man preferring to date heterosexual men, which well that's not true anyway because if he's dating you then he's bisexual by definition. People even just say no, it's just all the way homophobe or all the way homosexual. What are we doing here? Folks should start opening a dictionary and look for her meaning of the word phobia because it looks like everything's a phobia now. Yeah, this is what I mean. You forgot to add the homo on it. It's like when trans people sleep with straight men. If he does something to you, you're gonna say you're homo. No, it's bad. Let people have a choice. I have broke phobia. People are really scraping the bottom of the barrel for content ideas. Oops, got to make it large again. Pause. People are really scraping the bottom of the barrel for content ideas. They'll post absolutely anything if it means getting a bit of attention. There they go again, trying to convince us that upside down is normal, trying to convince us a normal reaction is in fact abnormal. We ain't buying it. This must be very clear. Anyways, pre-Congo, pre-Sudan, big ups, aliens. Yes, then I don't give a F. I ain't dating no man who also dates men. Like, what can't people understand about that? But then they're coming out with, well, where does that stem from? That stems from homophobia. It just stems from personal choice. You know what I mean? It just stems from personal choice. You know what I mean? How many walks of life could we turn around and say, if you don't want to date somebody that's X, Y, and Z, that means you're X, Y, and Z? You know what I mean? Would she date? I mean, this analogy is not really as accurate, but I just want to put this forward just to make a point. Yeah, if she doesn't want to date somebody that's cheated on their partner before, but she's never been cheated on in her life, where does that stem from? What if what if all the people you've seen being cheated on were okay with it? Yeah? You know what I mean? We could just make up some rubbish and say, oh, well, that's them from somewhere, mate. You know what I mean? It's like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? So now preferences are just like, you can't have a preference without it stemming from somewhere that's some sort of phobia, some sort of prejudice, some sort of discrimination. You know what I mean? Bloody fly. It's just ridiculous. UK pool topic right here again. Sorry for having a preference, I guess. Okay, what makes me? I said no. You know what I mean? It's going back to the beginning. It's just absolute rubbish. That's a talking point now. As a straight woman, yeah, you're now getting demonized because you don't want to date a man that has dated other men or being sexual with other men. Now you're being demonized. Now you're a homophobe. You know what I mean? And the thing is, if this is how bisexual people feel, yeah, is it going to be any wonder now that people might not want to date you? Because, you know, they know your thought patterns to things such as this. It's weird. It's weird that man are coming out all of this. But it is what it is. Anyways, guys, like, share, comment, subscribe, hype the video. And yeah.
I've seen him do it.
I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.